Hey guys, Hatter here. I just wanted to quickly jump in and let you guys know that our mini episodes are going to be moving to early morning on Thursday. So you're not going to lose any episodes. We're just slightly shifting the time to make a better balance between things. Anyways, thank you for listening and we hope you enjoy. Keep investigating.
How can you truly know what lies behind closed doors? Behind the elegant balconies in a home of the French Quarter lies one of New Orleans' darkest secrets. In 1834, a kitchen fire ripped through the LaLaurie Mansion, exposing a horrific secret hidden from society. Secrets so horrific that it haunts the city to this day. Welcome to Investigation. This is your host, Scoot, along with
Hatter.
The LaLaurie Mansion towers above the homes and buildings around it on the edge of the French Quarter. Specifically, the address is 1140 Royal Street.
Royal Street?
Royal Street.
Ooh.
Yes. Now, the mansion specifically sits on the corner of Royal and Governor Nichols.
Okay.
Now, it's 1 block away from what is like world famous Bourbon Street in New Orleans.
Whenever I think of Louisiana, I know most people think of New Orleans. And I get it. And like part of me is like, oh, I wouldn't mind visit, but I want to visit like the swamps of Louisiana. You know what I mean?
The swamps.
Yeah, like I want to get like the full Louisiana. Maybe not the mosquitoes, like we've said, because that I could live without. But like I think Louisiana is so cool, and I feel bad that I feel like it's summer. It's kind of like when I lived in New York City. Not New York City. I lived in New York and everybody thought I was from New York City. It's like New York is summarized by New York City.
Yeah.
Louisiana is like summarized by New Orleans. And it's like, there's so much more to it.
Absolutely. So now that I kind of talked a little bit about the building, let's talk about Delphine LaLaurie.
LaLaurie.
Yes. Now, she was originally born as Marie Delphine McCarty.
Okay.
She was born on March 19th, 1787.
Ooh.
Yeah, in New Orleans.
Okay. If my name was like Delphine LaLaurie, I'd be fucking unstoppable. Like, that is such a cool name.
Yes.
I hope she's not like gonna be like a shitty person or something. Oh.
Well, I hate to bust your bubble there.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sorry.
so sad.
Yeah.
That's such a cool name.
Anyway.
My heart broke a little bit.
Oh, it's gonna shatter real quick.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. Now she was one of 5 children in a wealthy and influential Creole family.
Okay.
The McCarty clan.
Right.
Now, the McCarty men had, like, military background. Most of them were landowners. And her father, Louis Barthélemy de McCarty. That is his full name.
Louis Barthélemy?
Barthélemy.
Barthélemy de McCarty.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, he was knighted for, like, the Royal and Military Order of St. Louis. Now, by 1794, her family had 1,344 acres in land, like a plantation.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I was like, damn. And then you said a plantation. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's not good vibes, typically.
No.
No.
Now, her mother, Marie, was known to be like quite a hostess. She loved a good party and was possibly a prankster. One of my sources said that some nights of parties included jumping into the canal that was on their property, in which she would steal the clothes and shoes of the male guests, which would force them to go home in bare feet and nightshirts.
Oh, that's funny.
Now, June 11th, 1800, at the age of 14, Delphine married Raymond Lopez Angelo. Now, Raymond was an officer of the Spanish crown, but he was also second in command to the Louisiana governor.
He sounds older.
He is older.
That's always so weird. I guess at the time that was normal.
Yes.
But you're like, she was 14 and he married a second in command officer. And I was like, ooh, that's a no.
Yeah. He was 35 years old and a widow.
Oh my God.
He had recently lost his wife on the voyage from Spain to Louisiana.
Okay.
Yes.
And so he was just like, I guess I'm just going to get a 14-year-old wife.
In terms of that, I don't know what the thought process was, but yeah, he remarried a 14-year-old.
Okay.
Now, at least one of my sources say that he was angry at Spain and that he maybe held bitterness from the death of his first wife. Because apparently he had requested a postponement for a month before the travel and was denied that.
Oh.
So I don't know.
So maybe like she was sick or something.
Maybe.
And then...
I mean, she did not make it to the travel.
Right.
So now, as a result of that, he may have also acted out in rebellion when he opened up the importation of captives directly from Africa, aka the slave trade.
Yes.
Now, this definitely, it defied the orders of that Spain had implemented, which that was to not start the importation until some hostilities had settled.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite exactly sure what they meant by that. I don't know that the slave trade would ever be a non-hostile environment.
You're like, we're going to wait until this settles down. It's like, well, it doesn't, because you are enslaving people. But okay.
Yeah.
we'll go with that thought process for a minute.
Now, because Lopez had contracted marriage without royal permission, he was relieved of his duties and sent to exile. Or at least that's the reason they gave him.
Okay. So his wife got sick and died on the travel.
Yes.
He married a 14-year-old, and then where was he an officer of?
Louisiana. And then Spain. He was an officer for the Spanish crown, and then second in command to Louisiana's governor.
Okay, so was it the Louisiana governor or the Spanish crown who said, you're out because you married somebody without...
The Spanish crown.
Okay.
He was then eventually pardoned and then given the position of Spanish consul to New Orleans.
Okay.
Now, on January 11th, 1805, Raymond was aboard a ship to make his way back to now pregnant LaLaurie, which I'm calling her by her last name because, in my opinion, with the things that she did, she does not deserve to go by her first name.
Yeah. No, I get that. How old was she at the time that she was pregnant? Because you said the first one was the 1800s.
So she's about 18.
18. Okay.
Yeah.
That at least
I was trying to make sure I
did
the math right.
The math.
Maybe 19.
18, 19, right around. But okay, that at least makes me feel a little better. That I once again I get that it was the 1800s, and so shit like that did happen. But it's still weird to think about that a 14-year-old is pregnant with a 35-year-old man's kid.
Yeah.
At least it's a little bit better that she was
a little
we
older.
Consider now as a legal adult.
Yes. Now, he died on the return trip when his ship hit a sandbar which was off the shores of Havana, Cuba. And during that time, LaLaurie gave birth to their daughter. Her name was Marie Delphine Francesca Borgia Lopez Angelo.
That's a big name.
That is a big name. Now, she had given birth in Havana, where she was actually waiting for him to return.
Oh.
Yes. Now, LaLaurie had only remained in Havana long enough to have her husband put to rest before she went back to New Orleans. Now, on LaLaurie's 20th birthday, March 19th, 1807, she married Jean Blanc. Now, he was a businessman who had been active in the slave trade, as well as in politics, and he was also an associate of the notorious pirate brothers, Jean and Pierre Lafitte.
Okay.
I know, that was a lot.
No, it's okay.
Now, just before her marriage, her mother had passed away. Now, from that, LaLaurie inherited a plantation, 52 slaves, livestock, and farm equipment.
Okay.
Now, her father also gifted another plantation to the newlyweds.
What?
Her father was still alive.
No.
Okay, so I was just wanted to clarify that.
I'm
Okay.
saying, why does somebody need that much land? That's crazy. They were just we're rich, so here you go.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Now, I guess he also gifted some other property as well as an additional 26 slaves on top of that.
Jesus.
Yes. Now, I guess in today's value, her inheritance was probably worth roughly around over $2 million.
Okay.
The couple would go to purchase a 2-story townhouse, and LaLaurie had 3 daughters and a son with Blanc before he died somewhere around 1815 to 1816.
Okay, so now she's had 4 kids.
Yes.
Okay. Because of the first daughter with Lopez.
Also, no, wait, it's actually 5 because she had 3 daughters and a son, with Blanc.
And then the daughter with Lopez.
Yes.
Okay, 5
kids. 5 kids. Now, when he died, his estate was in deep debt, which totaled somewhere around $2.5 million.
In today's money? Or?
In today's money.
Okay.
Still a lot.
Oh, yeah. For sure. But I was like, especially back then, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, that'd be impossible. Now, in order to keep her own personal property and assets safe, LaLaurie was forced to renounce their community properties to the court and forfeit all mutual assets. Now LaLaurie would go to spend the next 10 years trying to pay off his debt. Now, one of my sources did say during this time that 8 of the enslaved people that she owned died in the span of about 5 years, and that their cause of death was unknown.
Oh, that's sketchy.
It is sketchy, but we'll come back to it.
Okay.
Now, LaLaurie's father would pass away in 1824, and then he also left her a larger inheritance.
Jeez.
Yes. And in 1825, LaLaurie met Dr. Louis LaLaurie, where she got her last name that she's known for today.
Okay.
Her third husband, who was roughly 16 years younger than her.
Oh.
Yes. So the roles have switched.
I was going to say, reverse the tides.
Now, the doctor arrived from France to start his practice of, to quote, destroying hunches and straightening crooked backs. Essentially, he was a chiropractor.
Destroying hunches. I want, like, chiropractors today to have that on their fucking sign.
I found that quote several times in my sources, and I had to put it in there.
That's so funny.
Why it's in there, I don't know. I don't know if that's something he said, or if that's just something they said for chiropractics. You know,
it's probably just one of those things that, like, he just said, but everybody finds it so funny that everybody's like, I just need to include this because it's just such a weird way to be like, he's a chiropractor.
Now, she took one of her children to be straightened out by him. And then a son was born 5 months before their marriage in 1828.
Ooh. That's scandalous for the times.
Scandalous. A child out of wedlock.
So that's now 6 children.
6 children of hers.
Okay. And she had, at this point, she has 3 different husbands. Well, not when she had the 6th, but eventually she'll
now
have 3.
has 3 husbands, yes.
Okay.
Now she was worth $66,389.58 at that time when they got married.
Wow.
Yes. Now, unfortunately, their marriage was not a happy one. They were known to frequently fight, separate, and then later on just return to each other. One of those type things.
Oh, yeah. I know a couple people who do that.
Now, in 1831, I'm now refer to her as Madame LaLaurie, just to make things easier, purchased the lots on Royal and Governor Nichols, which would become the infamous haunted LaLaurie Mansion.
Okay.
Now, in November of 1832, Madame LaLaurie petitioned the court for a separation. Now, she claimed that the doctor had, to quote, treated her in such a manner as to render their living together unsupportable.
That's all she said?
About it? Yeah. Now, a couple sources did say that apparently he beat her.
Okay.
But
see, that statement made me think of that, at least, like that he was physically abusive to her in some way.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, is that all she said about it? Because I feel like there's a lot more.
There might be more to it, yeah. Just a couple sources said it, so I don't know in terms of...
Right, so it's theoretically. Or at least unconfirmed.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And then about 5 months later, the doctor had moved into a new residence. Now, around the same time, rumors began to swirl about Madame LaLaurie's poor treatment of her slaves.
Mm-hmm.
I told you we were going to come back to it.
Yep.
Many residents reported that they looked, quote, haggard and wretched.
Oh.
And some of my sources did say that if any of Madame LaLaurie's daughters had tried to feed any of their slaves, they were beaten by Madame LaLaurie.
My God.
Yes. So when in public, it's noted that Madame LaLaurie was generally polite to slaves or people of other color and seemed to be considerate to her own slaves' health. Like I said, in public.
Right, she put on a good face.
Yes. Now, the rumors did prompt an official investigation. In 1832, a local attorney went to the mansion to investigate the allegations of mistreatment of her slaves. But he had found nothing at that time. Now, however, in 1833, Leah, she was a 12-year-old slave, and while Leah was brushing Madame LaLaurie's hair, she hit a snag. Now, this had infuriated Madame LaLaurie. So she chased the girl throughout the house with a whip.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, girl, brush your own fucking hair at that point. What the fuck?
A 12-year-old at that.
Yeah, like...
That would be horrible to an adult, let alone a child.
Right.
Now, she chased Leah up onto the roof. Now, some of my sources did say it was a balcony. But Leah had jumped and fell to her death rather than face further punishment.
Which is also insane, that a 12-year-old would rather jump to her death.
Yes.
And then, yeah, that goes to show, I guess, how they were being treated already there.
Now, Madame LaLaurie dumped her body in a well. Now, this is kind of where things get a little hairy. Some of my sources say that she was dumped down a well. Some say that she was buried on the property, which I think that makes the most sense to me. Which I'll explain why later. Some say that the police found the body. Some say that witnesses reported seeing the incident. So there's a little bit of confusion there. But either way, this caused authorities to decide to fine Madame LaLaurie and forced her to sell the other enslaved people that she owned.
Okay.
Unfortunately, though, Madame LaLaurie arranged for her relatives and friends to buy those enslaved workers, and then she snuck them back into the mansion afterwards.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Yeah, she was just like temporarily, like, here you go, and then...
No, yeah.
Just continued her ways.
Yeah. Now, in the spring of 1834, the LaLaurie Mansion was set ablaze. Now, both police and fire marshals were not prepared for what they found when they got there. A 70-year-old woman, who served as the cook, was chained to the stove by her ankle.
Oh. Sometimes I have to remember that our listeners can't see me.
The faces that you make sometimes.
Yeah, I'll just, like, sit here with my mouth open, and then I'm like, I need to say something, because my gabbers are flabbered, and, like...
Oh, I know, it's shocking.
Yeah.
Now, it was later discovered that woman had purposefully started the fire as a suicide attempt to avoid further punishment, and she also told them that when slaves were taken to the uppermost room, aka the attic, they never came back.
So the woman who was chained to the stove lived and told them?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Now, during the fire, it is noted in some of my sources that Madame LaLaurie was busy saving her furniture, her jewelry, And then also the Dr. LaLaurie, her separated from her husband, had showed up to the mansion.
Like, before the fire or after it had started? And he was like...
None of the sources actually said.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if he had just showed up for a visit beforehand. Or if he came after he heard word that a fire had started. I'm not sure on...
Okay, but he was there in some capacity.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Now, bystanders attempted to enter the slave quarters in the attic. They were wanting to ensure that everyone had been, evacuated out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the LaLauries refused to give them the keys.
I did the thing again where I dropped my mouth open and didn't say anything. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Well, I'm just going to continue on. I'm going to let you stew on that for a minute.
Yeah. Now,
when the Dr. LaLaurie was questioned, he essentially told that people would do better to stay at home rather than to come to others' houses to dictate laws and meddle with other people's business. What an odd thing to say.
There's a fire, and they were trying to make sure everybody was out, and they were like, it's better if you...
Mind your own business.
What the fuck?
We're gonna get there. Hold on. Now, the bystanders broke down the door to the slaves' quarters. I guess I should put a small trigger warning here. because what they discovered was very shocking. The room smelled strongly of death, and it's noted that some people even vomited upon entering the room. And what was even more horrible than that, the dead slaves that were chained to the walls, which may have been mutilated beyond recognition, we're going to start off with that. What was worse is the ones that were still alive.
Oh my God.
And now this is kind of where reports different from what was actually seen in the room.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of go over that a little bit. Now, some of my sources say there were 7 mutilated slaves, beaten, whipped, and starving. Some were hanging by the neck with an iron-spiked collar. Others were stretched at their limbs, and some were missing body parts even.
Oh my God.
There was one surviving older slave woman that had a wound on her head and that had left her too weak to even walk.
Jesus
I know,
Christ.
it's a lot.
Yeah, we say time and time again, like, I have no words, but, like, there's nothing I can say that, like, summarizes the feeling that I'm feeling about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's shocking.
Yeah.
Now, some of my sources say that it was even worse than that with what I would call a more contemporary report. Those would say that some of those people were disfigured by medical experiments. Some were kept in small cages and strapped to tables. One man apparently possibly had a sex change. One woman had her limbs broken and reset into bizarre angles, think like a crab.
Now, when you say contemporary...
I have no way to confirm if these are actually true.
Okay.
But some of my sources do bring them up, so I'm like, these could be true, these could be just, you know how stories get retold and they get...
more and more exaggerated.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
So that's what I mean by more contemporary. Like, I have no way to actually...
for sure be like, yeah,
this is what was in the
there's
room.
police records of them finding a woman with her limbs reset.
Yes.
It was like, we don't know if over time, especially because it's during this time,
Yes.
records were never great. So we don't know if, like, people just started spreading rumors through the town that then became accepted as fact,
Yes.
or if it actually happened.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
That's exactly what I mean. One woman's arms had been amputated, her skin peeled into a spiraling pattern. Nasty, I know.
Okay.
Some had holes in their skulls or their eyes gouged out. A man may have had a stick protruding from a hole in his head. Either way, whatever was in the room of that house was horrific.
Yeah.
Either way, whichever variation is true.
Right. Now, like, I'm not trying to say that those things didn't happen, because obviously I don't know, but it does seem some of them that are a little far-fetched.
Yes.
But either way, even if it was just, like, the baseline of what we said, or what you said first, that alone is enough.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Now, I do have a quote from the New Orleans Bee, who reported on April 11th, 1834, which was the day after the fire. So I'll read that. 7 slaves, more or less horribly mutilated, were seen suspended by the neck, with their limbs apparently stretched and torn from one extremity to the other. They had been confined by her for several months, and had merely been kept alive in existence to prolong their suffering. End quote.
Sorry, months?
Months.
What the fuck? And this was on top of the fact that you said that there was already just dead slaves hanging on the walls.
Yes.
This is the people who are still alive in there.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Which also, like, to go back to, like, way earlier where slaves have just mysteriously died.
Right.
Makes you think of, oh, what did she do to them?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I do want to also make a little note that, like, before the fire, like, when she was being investigated, there was, like, one of my sources said, like, 12 slaves died mysteriously under her care. So it's just a matter of, like...
it's like a repeating pattern.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Oh, I know.
I feel like I need a minute.
Do you need a minute? Do we need to take a mini break? Do you need a second?
A mini break. I need, like, a fucking fun fact, or, like, what is that called? Like, when, like, an intermission, I guess, but, like, an uplifting intermission.
I wish I had one to give you. If you would like to give yourself one, we could take a second. If we need to put in the break music for a second.
No, I'm okay. I'm just like...
it's a lot. It's insane to think about.
Yeah. Here, Lilith, come here. You can be you can be my intermission. Do you want to say hi to the people? Can you whisper? Can you whisper? Good.
Oh, good job, baby.
There. All right. There's my.
There's your intermission.
Yeah.
Now, the surviving slaves were rescued and brought to a local jail for I think they call it a macabre public viewing.
Macabre.
Macabre? Is that what it's called? Okay. Yeah. So they had a public viewing for that, and then more than like 4,000 New Orleans residents showed up for that to see these people.
Okay.
Yes.
To see the
surviving slaves.
Right.
Yes.
Go
ahead.
No, I'm just like, it kind of is like we've talked about before, where like there'll be like the bloody vendors, and where people went and took souvenirs from the home.
Yes.
But this is even worse because like these people are still alive, and you're just using them as like a spectacle.
In a way. Now, investigators then later found several bodies, including one child, buried throughout the mansion grounds.
Okay. So that's why with the 12-year-old who she chased.
Yes.
It probably was that she was buried.
That
makes more sense. Yeah.
Now, stories of her crimes had spread throughout the town, and a mob of local residents actually formed and attacked the infamous LaLaurie Mansion.
Valid.
They ransacked the house. They were wanting justice. They were wanting LaLaurie.
Yeah. I get it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Now, before officers could dispense the angry crowd, they managed to inflict major damage to the property itself. Now, during the chaos of the mob, the LaLauries escaped by carriage with the help of a still loyal slave. Why still loyal? I don't know.
Probably just terrified.
Possibly.
Like, what I would imagine, at least, is like, they probably didn't fully believe that they were gonna get actually out of there, so they were like, if I help them, then when eventually, like, we're back in the same situation, they're gonna have more mercy on me because I helped them here.
Oh, maybe.
That's what, I mean, that's
your thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. And they were taken to the docks. Now, there unfortunately just isn't much about what happened to the LaLauries after. It's believed that they escaped to Paris and that they spent the rest of their lives in France.
What?
I know.
What?
We don't get a happy ending. I know.
Oh my god.
I know. Although I'm not sure if the couple actually stayed together. You know,
right.
With the history that we kind of have, I assume not.
And so he was obviously a part of it too.
I mean, he would have to be. He was in the home. I mean, but it seems like she was really the
main perpetrator.
Yes.
But even like with his comment, like baseline, if you knew that was happening and you didn't do anything about it, that's fucked.
It's garbage.
And he had that line about like, it's better to mind your own business.
Yes.
So it's like he obviously baseline knew
what was up there.
If not, which also it would kind of make sense if he did play a part if the stories were the more contemporary ones where like weirder, because he was a doctor. So that also makes sense, but it also could be that that's why those stories started coming out, because they were like, oh my god, he's a doctor, he could have done all these crazy things.
True.
So who knows, but
very true. Now, Madame LaLaurie died in France in 1849 at the age of 62. Now, records do show that her remains were later exhumed in 1851, and she was transported back to New Orleans for a reburial.
Why?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know, but she is currently in New Orleans in one of the cemeteries.
Okay.
I forget specifically which one. I could research that if you would like to know that one, but
kind of.
I'll pull it up because it's in the cemetery where there's like a voodoo queen also buried. It's yes. There's a very interesting cemetery where there's a voodoo queen.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So she was transported to St. Louis Cemetery.
Okay. I want to know who the voodoo queen is.
The voodoo queen? Oh, okay.
Just, yeah. You don't have to go into her story. Maybe we can do that another time.
That would be yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, I just need a little, I just need a little bit.
So I guess there's different St. Louis cemeteries. It's specifically St. Louis Cemetery number 1.
Okay.
On 425 Basin Street.
Okay.
So now we kind of have a general idea. Her name was, I don't know how you say this last name. It's Marie Laveeau.
Lavu?
Marie Laveeau?
Maybe?
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she, I guess, is known as the legendary voodoo queen.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We'll have to go into that. Maybe one of our minis or something.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Now, in 1838, Charles Caffin bought the property and rebuilt the mansion. Now, through the following decades, this building was used for a whole bunch of different things. At one point, it was served as an integrated all-girls school. Some point during the 1880s, it was a conservatory of music.
Oh.
Now, I guess from 1923 to 1932, it was a Warrington house, kind of like, I guess, like a homeless shelter for men.
Okay.
A lot of them said it was used for like indigent men. And then I guess at some point it may have even been a bar. This building was used for all kinds of things.
That's so random.
And then the house also just went through like a whole bunch of owners over the years as well. Among those owners, though, Nicolas Cage bought the property in either 2000.
What? He's always off on some like fucking bullshit side quests all the time. I kind of like love him.
Oh.
Like he's just so he plays in some of the most like B-list random movies.
I know.
And I don't know if this is true, but I heard that he had to do that because he got into so much debt that he had to basically take any job that he could, which I didn't look that up, but that's why he's in so many random movies.
You know what? That might explain what I'm about to tell you here in a second. So I guess he bought the property sometime in either 2006 or 2007 for $3.4 million.
Oh.
Now, he bought the property as he wanted to use it as inspiration while writing a horror novel. Weird little tidbit there, I guess.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, though, Cage began to face financial difficulties, so only like 2 years later, the property was listed for auction due to foreclosure. So that kind of like...
maybe that is true.
Yeah. Now, the LaLaurie Mansion is now a privately owned property. You can't tour inside of it, but you can go on like ghost tours, like the ghost tours where they take you around town and they tell you can go on one of those and see it from like the outside.
That's probably so annoying for the owners.
Oh, I'm sure.
Who are like, I get that this had like this super dark history, but also like now I just have random people walking outside my house being like, oh my God.
At like 8 o'clock at night. Because
right.
they do
it's always
nighttime.
late at night. They're probably just like, those fucking motherfuckers are out there again.
Oh, shoot. Now that we've talked about the long and horrible history, let's get into the paranormal part.
Okay.
Now, folk stories of its haunting kind of began as soon as the LaLauries disappeared from New Orleans.
Okay. Which usually is something positive. Or not positive, a little more lighthearted. But I feel like it's not going to be this time, given its history.
Well, Now, folk stories from its haunting kind of began as soon as the LaLauries disappeared from New Orleans.
Right.
Now, which, around that time, people claimed to hear the, quote, phantom screams of her victims from the house in the dead of night. Now, people have heard, like, strange noises, disembodied voices, and sightings of ghostly figures. There's also, like, been reports of temperature drops, while others have reported possibly seeing Madame LaLaurie herself, like, wandering the halls of the home. I don't know about that one.
I feel like if that's true, it would definitely be like a residual.
Yeah.
Just because just from like the energy itself, I could imagine that it's more of a residual haunting for her.
Yeah. Now, there have been some reports of like the smell of burning flesh.
Oh.
I know that's... Ew. In 1894, a tenant who had lived in the mansion when it was converted into apartments. Did I mention that earlier?
No.
Oh, no. Did I miss that? I had it in there. Oh, no. Well, at some point...
It was also apartments. Gotcha.
Yeah, at some point, it was actually also apartments.
Okay.
Like I said, this building was used for everything.
A little bit of everything.
So a tenant was living there, when it was converted into apartments. I guess was brutally murdered in the apartment.
Oh my God.
The apartment and his things were found like ransacked, but nothing of value seemed to be missing.
Okay.
But there was an interesting, I guess I'll call it an account, when the police were interviewing the neighbors. One of his friends claimed that he was having problems with spirits in the house.
Oh.
Yeah. And I guess that friend just kind of wrote it off as that guy's like imagination just going wild, stuff like that. But he claimed that his friend told him that there was a demon in the house who wasn't going to let him rest until he met his end.
Oh my
Which
God.
is really spooky.
That gave me like the chills.
Really spooky. So I don't know if there's really technically a correlation between the two.
But it's even just like the foreboding of that.
Just really spook.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Did they ever like catch the person who
I
killed
couldn't
him?
find much into that, so I don't know.
Okay. They're just like, hey, this happened.
This might have happened in the place, you know.
Cool.
When the mansion was a school, there had also been reports of physical assaults. So I guess these young girls would approach their teachers and would have like scratches and bruises. And when the teachers would ask them, who did this? Who hurt you? All the girls would say was that woman.
Oh.
Yeah.
So maybe not so residual.
Maybe not. Now, I guess it's led to believe that this woman that they refer to may have been the phantom of Madame LaLaurie.
Right.
Who I guess could be still lingering in the building?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I mean, like, it could also just be one of the, like, spirits of one of the slaves who's just angry.
It could be.
From it. But still like,
weird.
Any entity that's strong enough to, like, cause physical damage is terrifying.
Yeah.
No matter who it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I actually did find a Reddit story of someone who temporarily worked in the building.
Okay.
Now, I unfortunately can't tell you who the user is that posted this because it looks like they deleted their account. Like, it's in a section called, like, what is it, /r paranormal?
Yes.
I'll link it for you guys to take a look at, but this was posted like 7 years ago.
Okay.
Now, here we go. A few years ago, I was going through a rough patch financially and was looking for just about any job that would pay decent and had flexible hours. I used to work as a housekeeper, and quite honestly was something I was hoping would come up as a job opportunity. At the time, I was living in Vacherie, Louisiana, which was kind of far from all the major hustle and bustle that Louisiana has to offer.
Okay.
Lucky for me, a friend of mine told me about a small housekeeping job her boss had mentioned. They were looking for someone to come in 2 times a week to clean the first and second floors of this house that was located downtown New Orleans. To fast forward things a bit, I ended up going down to this place. Huge, beautiful French home, literally in the heart of New Orleans, Louisiana, and got the job.
Hell yeah.
The first day was vanilla. Nothing but work, I did what I was there to do, and as I got ready to leave, I got a whiff of this horrible stench, almost like burnt, rotten meat.
Oh no.
I thought to myself, shit, did I forget to take out the trash? So I ran to the kitchen and the smell faded. I kept checking, but couldn't find the source of the smell. After double checking everything, I left. When I came back the day after, I was in the second floor dusting the parlor area when I heard chains being dragged across the floor.
Oh.
At first it startled me, and then I brushed it off as someone outside. But then I heard it again and again. It was definitely coming from inside the house, so I ran as fast as I could downstairs to tell the other housekeeper that somebody else could be possibly inside. And then it's noted in parentheses, there was only 2 of us there that day.
Okay.
She just looked at me and told me to mind my own business and keep working.
What?
That it was nothing, which is like so bizarre to me.
Yeah. One, also, that's such a weird, because the doctor said,
Mind your own business.
And now this housekeeper's like, just mind your own business, dude.
She was kind of a mean old lady, but I shrugged it off and went back upstairs. Again, out of nowhere, that putrid stench of burnt, rotten meat filled the air.
Oh.
It was very annoying because just like that, it was randomly, like, coming and going. Like,
Yeah, and your job is to clean the house. So when you smell something like that, you're like, shit, where is that coming from? I need to, like,
clean it up, yeah. Some days you'd smell it downstairs, others upstairs. Later on that day, while I was using the restroom, I heard this huge commotion upstairs on the 3rd floor. What sounded like a young girl screaming and a woman chasing after her to get in there. I was literally like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I would
As
also
you
be,
would be.
I was gonna say, I would also be like, what the fuck? As I have said time and time again, this episode, what the fuck?
I opened the door and heard running upstairs, and then it stopped. The yelling, the screaming, everything. I went back downstairs, and at this point, I was frustrated and told the other housekeeper what I had just heard.
Yeah. I'd be like, dude, what the fuck? Don't be mean to me again. But
She looked at me and says, "You never heard anything, okay? It's best if you just go on as if you don't notice a thing."
Oh, so she was like, yeah, bitch, there's something here, but like,
We don't acknowledge it.
Yeah, don't acknowledge it because it's going to make it worse.
That's kind of the vibe I get.
Yeah.
Thing is, she has always assured me that there was no one there, that we were fine. Needless to say, while I worked at that house a whole month, because that's how long I could take, I heard repetition of the same yelling, screaming, and chasing. Other days, I'd heard chains dragging and dropping on the floor. But the thing that did it for me was when I was taking my lunch break on the second floor and heard a sudden cry of agony and despair, followed by the sound of chains that seemed to be coming from the third floor. I panicked, thinking someone was hurt and needed help, so as soon as I was getting up to go get help, I see a tall, dark man with chains around his neck, and just like that, I ran out of the house as quickly as possible. I never even told the person that hired me I had no intentions of returning, I just stopped showing up.
I mean, valid.
I mean, that'd be pretty terrifying. I mean, like...
But also, like, you said that this is a private residence now, right?
Yeah, it's privately owned.
So, are there just people living in that?
I assume so, because if they are hiring people to come clean it...
Right, and they're just like...
They just vibe with the ghosts.
With it?
I guess they just vibe with the ghosts, I guess.
That's insane, because, like, if that was happening in my house, I'd be like, I'm at least gonna make money off of this. Yeah. Like, the ghosts can't actually pay me rent, so, like, I'm gonna get rent by, like,
fair enough,
letting people come in here.
As rude as that seems, I could care less. I just wanted nothing to do with that place. Valid.
Yeah.
Anyway, it wasn't until 4 years later, when I had long moved away from Louisiana, that I had returned to New Orleans with my boyfriend on vacation. We decided to do one of their spooky history tours, and when I tell you, I seen that familiar building, my heart sank. Anxiety was building up inside of me as the tour guide told the story of the building I once used to work at.
Oh, boy.
And the horrible, tragic, malicious things that happened there. I felt sick to my stomach that I begged my boyfriend and I had to go back to the hotel. When I worked at the infamous LaLaurie Mansion, I never knew that history. Heck, I hadn't ever heard of it. But after the tour facts and doing my own research, everything I experienced there made sense. It still gives me goosebumps to this day, remembering that day I heard Madame LaLaurie chasing after what could be a slave girl upstairs in the third floor. I'm almost positive it was her. Also, I will add that the stench of rotten burnt meat could have been the spirits of many slaves that died tortured by the hands of that evil woman.
Yeah.
And that was the end of the Reddit story.
Jeez.
Yep. Now, on GhostCityTours.com, they claimed that a medium was actually on one of their tours.
Okay.
So I guess throughout the entire night, she had sensed things at various locations before the tour guide could even tell the story of whatever location they were at.
Hell yeah.
But when they got to the LaLaurie Mansion, the medium said, "Such sadness." Then she pulled out her phone and took a picture of the mansion. And then the medium said, "The bricked up window, that's not where the little girl fell out of." Now, the tour guide paused because the guide hadn't even gotten to that part of the story about the little girl.
Right.
So the guide said, "No, you're right. The story goes that Leah fell into the courtyard. As for the bricked up window, I suspect that someone did some interior decorating and wanted to maintain the symmetry on the outside of the home." The medium then experienced like heavy emotion that like almost weighed down on her shoulders.
Okay.
She sensed the spirit of a young boy who liked to play pranks on the living, in the spirit of a little girl who was often nervous.
Oh.
The tour guide asked the medium if she felt any helplessness or anger. The medium said, no, whatever happened then with LaLaurie does not visit the house any longer. I'm not sure what that means.
Restate that for me.
No, whatever happened then with LaLaurie does not visit the house any longer. So does she mean any of, like, the negative spirits that may have been lingering there? I don't know if she means that Madame LaLaurie herself doesn't visit the home anymore. I'm not exactly sure what the medium had meant.
Yeah, that's kind of vague. I feel like in conjunction with the other story, you know how people will be like, oh my god, like, she did those things because of a demon or whatever. Maybe she meant that there were negative influences in the house even before. And so whatever had happened, the negative influences that were there while LaLaurie was doing those things
Is no longer
there. But I don't believe that, like, those stories, because I'm just like, yeah, it's an easy way for people to get out of the shit that they were doing.
Yes.
To be like, it was a demon.
A demon.
A demon. But I could see, though, that her actions might have attracted
something negative.
And that thing was no longer there.
Maybe. Now, Ghost City tours also mentioned paranormal happenings on their tours.
Oh.
So I guess while they were at the LaLaurie Mansion, a guide felt like a tug on her bag that was on her shoulder. So she stopped in the middle of the story, looked over her shoulder because she thought maybe it was a pickpocket or something like that. No one was there.
Oh.
So then she just, looked back at the crowd and just continued on her tour. And it wasn't even a minute later, she felt a sharp yank on her bag. So then once again, she turned around and no one was there.
Oh my god.
So I'll go ahead, we'll link them for you guys to check out, because they still go on tours in New Orleans and they still go to the mansion to tell the story. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. All I think about still is the people who are there currently, who live there.
The current residents.
The current residents who are just constantly having, that has to be annoying. But on the flip side, it's also why would you want to live there?
Why would you want to live in something that
not only all that
has
happened,
such a dark history to it,
right? But also with all the ghosts that are inside,
the residual hauntings.
Yeah,
because that seems to be kind of more what it is.
Right? Yeah,
it's residual. It's not
as intelligent.
Yes.
Right. But even to that, to some extent, if the guide was getting yanked, there's still some intelligence there.
Some form of, yeah.
Because they can interact with the current people. Time.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was the word of the current times. Or the schoolgirls getting scratched and pushed. That means that there's some sort of intelligent haunting.
Or there
happening.
Was, at least.
Right, yeah. So that, but still, I couldn't live in a house where I just constantly heard screaming. And then just had to brush it off as oh yeah, that's just a ghost.
I don't know that I could live in a house where something so horrible happened.
Right, yeah, that
Let alone...
that to begin with, I was saying, but also with then just living there and then having
chains
dropping, people full tall dark apparitions with chains on them.
Yeah.
That'd be terrifying.
That'd be scary.
Yeah. You'd live in constant anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Absolutely insane.
No, I could not. Absolutely not. But that wraps up my case of the LaLaurie Mansion. It was a wild one, I know.
Yeah. That was rough.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's not much better.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Right. But mine doesn't have any paranormal either. It's just true
yours
crime.
is just straight up a true crime.
Right, yeah. So that's going to be fun. But mine's not going to come out until next Sunday. And this Thursday, you will be covering something.
The Vampires of New Orleans.
The Vampires of New Orleans?
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be fun. We haven't talked about any vampires.
No, I thought it was pretty interesting that, specifically New Orleans has got some history involving vampires.
Vampires, yeah, that's so weird and specific. A history of vampires.
You'll see what I mean when we get there.
Okay. All right, well, yeah, keep an ear out for that, guys, because that's going to be exciting. Like I said, that's going to come out this coming Thursday, because we did shift our minis like we've been saying, so I just want to remind everybody that they're now coming out early morning on Thursday, so they'll still be there for your morning commute, which is cool. And we hope you keep listening, and we hope you keep investigating, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye!
Bye!